Hello guys, welcome back to our fourth episode of The Talking Horse. My name is Nolan and how are you guys doing? Introduce yourselves.
Yeah, hi. I think I'm doing pretty great. Thank you for asking. I'm Cora again. Yeah. And how are you guys doing? Yeah. And how are you guys doing?
Oh, good. Hi, my name is Alexa, and I'm really excited to be here.
Perfect.
And thank you for inviting us. My name is Nacho. I'm the second person invited today, and thank you for inviting us.
Of course. And
Well, I'm back since I think I haven't
the
been
first
here like
since the
in
first episode.
2 weeks, right? Right.
Yeah, like.
Nah, we recorded the first episode together.
Exactly.
Like I haven't been here like in 2 weeks, right?
I think so.
I'm back. Later of being sick for 2
Okay,
days.
perfect. Thank you guys so much for coming, first of all. And just hearing your introductions, I immediately want to know, why are you called Nacho?
What is the story behind
You
it?
may not know this, but well, my name is Ignacio. And
It just sounds similar.
yeah, every person called Ignacio. That's the surname you get, not the surname. The nickname. The nickname Nacho. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I like to think it's an Italian name, and when you say it's an Italian, the C sounds as ch. So maybe it comes from there, because I don't see why it would suddenly get, so maybe it comes from there, because I don't see why it would suddenly get turned into a ch sound when it's just a s.
Yeah, but actually with Mexican nickname culture, I've noticed that a lot of people get weird nicknames that don't really have anything to do with their actual names. But it's like commonly names that don't really have anything to do with their actual names. But it's like commonly known nicknames for this specific name. I don't remember any right now.
I don't think we have one of those. I don't have one of those.
But our friends
You're called Nacho.
Well, yeah, but that's just like a common nickname for everyone called Ignacio. It's
think so.
not like made for. I don't think I have a weird nickname. What about you?
Mine, I mean, it's just.
You don't have a weird nickname,
Yeah,
right?
no. But we have a friend that her name is Daniela, and her nickname is Moxie,
Alright.
which
Why?
it's so like it's so
don't-
different.
I don't know how to
And
explain.
like a local story. Like,
Okay, really?
Yeah, it comes from a word moxa, which I've never known what that means.
Is it a Spanish word?
Yeah, but it's a way to describe someone. I don't know if it's
Yeah, I
attitude.
haven't heard that before.
What does it mean?
Let's change the
We have
subject.
to-
because-
Yeah, okay, that's perfectly fine, because that's also not really the subject that we want to talk about. Just something that I was very curious about. Okay, so our teacher told us that you guys have a book club, right?
That's true.
Okay, and for how long have you had your book club, right?
That's true.
Okay, and for how long have you had your book club?
It's been 1 year. It's
Okay.
like I think since January last year.
I think it's been like 1 year and 3 months. to be
Yeah.
Yeah,
exact.
since January then, right?
We need
I don't know.
But yeah, it started 1 year ago, and it's been, I don't know, like very cool, like a cool topic in our lives that became part of us, and I think that's like, I don't know, like beautiful in some sort of way.
How did it start?
It started like with just both of us. Like we were talking and we were like, what if we just read the same book and make like a book club in our own? And we were like,
Breakthrough idea. Just no one has thought about that. No one has thought about that.
crazy. And we started reading Babel and Normal People. And we usually like talk about it, like every chapter. We talked about every chapter, and we were like, okay, share your ideas and what do you think about these and that. I came home and she asked me like, so you read a lot, like how do you do it? And I was like, I have a book club with my boyfriend. And she was like, oh, I want that because I don't have anyone to talk to about books because no one reads. And I was like, that's so sad. But
You did.
It's
Yeah,
for you.
something.
Not a problem.
I'm so sorry. But then, like, I came home. Oh, sorry. I came home and I was like, Nachi, my cousin was really sad. And he was like, oh, that's so sad. And I was like,
Thanks for her. Thanks for her.
and I was like, we should make a book club and like invite all of our friends and like, I don't know, like more people from town. And he was like, okay, let's do it. And so it started.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, with which book did you start?
I think we started reading.
I
Well, the two of us, as she mentioned, we started reading Babel, which is a fantasy book, and we did that in a very fun way because I started reading. I think I read like 25 pages, and I gave the book to her, and she then read 50 pages, and then she gave back
To each other or like aloud?
Oh no! We
bought
shared
one
one copy of the book. a hard copy
But
of
you
the
didn't
book.
read it together?
I don't
No,
know.
not at the same times, but we sort of talked about the book inside the book
Like
because we made
reasoning
annotations.
Oh, you wrote notes?
Yeah, we wrote
Yeah,
notes.
exactly.
I read 25 pages and I wrote notes on that.
Reason-
Yeah, we wrote
Yeah,
notes.
exactly.
I read 25 pages and I wrote notes on that, and I gave the book to her, and she then read 50 pages and she gave the book back to me, and I did more notes on her notes, and like then she read my notes, and so we kept going back and forth. That was the first book we read, I think. But when we started the book club, which was we told some of our friends that we were going to do this book club and we wanted to recruit members, and we, since it was the first month, we proposed, I think it was like 6 books or 5 books, and we sent a Google Forms for them to vote for the book we would read that month. And I think the book was Before the Coffee Gets Cold, antes de que el café se enfríe, which is a book that I think you've heard of it from
I have
what I
not.
hear.
Yes.
It's a book.
It's a
I
really
think
good
it's
one.
by I think it's by a Japanese writer.
it's
And it's about this coffee shop where you come in and you ask for coffee, and if you sit in a particular table in a particular seat, when you drink your coffee, you go back in time
Oh yes, I've heard about
to
it. actually.
expectate your past. You can't do anything. You can't change the past. You can't with the past. You can only witness it again. And maybe you would think this is so stupid. Like, why would you go back? But it's just the same as going through your memories and accepting them and learning from them. Sorry for that noise. And learning from them, and just think that the book was just a way of repressing. Oh my God! Of showing that in a sort of magical way, I guess. And it was a nice book to start because, of course, once we gathered at the coffee shop, because we did the meetings at a coffee shop too. Once we gathered and we were like, hello, how's everyone? What did you think about the book? What moment in your past would you go back to if you could, knowing that you can't change it? And this creates a lot of tears and a lot of happy moments. And we
With the booklet?
with the members of the book club, happy moments. And we
With the booklet?
with the members of the book club, members that I didn't even know them because I didn't manage to recruit a single friend, so it was mostly her friends. So they were like very comfortable with her, but I was just they were like, yeah, that is so sad. They didn't know me at all. But it was a fun, weird first meeting.
very fulfilling.
So that was the first book.
Yeah, very emotional because like everyone used to talk about like sad stories like past family that died and they were very deep emotional moment that I don't know, like it stayed with everyone. And it was like for a moment they said that they needed that moment, like that, like open space to talk about that kind of stuff that sometimes is hard, but like making okay, I can talk about this and they will hear me and I can talk and be okay with that. Like it's a very good good and a special moment. Yeah.
And very emotional.
Yeah, very, very emotional. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so like the way you do it is like you share the same book, or you share the same book, or
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly. Every month, starting from the second month, we let the members propose a book, suggest a book, and we get to a limit of 6 books. And when we have those 6 books, we send out a Google Forms, And when we have those 6 books, we send out a Google Forms, a poll, and we vote on the books, on the book we want to read, and we read a book every month.
Every month.
Okay,
I would need more time.
So you ask your followers for some recommendations of books, then you choose one, and both of you start reading. So
Exactly.
so our next episode could be about it, that book, like a little reasoning and all the stuff.
Well, yeah, I think it could be about that.
It's a great idea, though.
I think it's a good idea. I think a book that we just read, that we're reading right now, actually, that tomorrow we have the meeting.
Oh, what are you reading?
We're reading a book called Greek Lessons.
Yeah.
I don't have it with me right now, but if you... Should I talk about what it is?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the cover in Spanish. In Spanish it's La Clase de Griego. I think the author just... Yeah, this is the Kindle. Yeah, this is the Kindle for everyone who can't see us. I'm handling my Kindle right now. And this book is about, I think, a Korean girl that, like, periodically and with no reason, just loses the ability to speak, the ability to write and to communicate with words in any sort of way. And she goes, this has happened to her before, and the last time it happened, she got back that ability by, I think it was in a French class. I think it was like that, and now it happens to her again. I think it was like that, and now it happens to her again. She loses her words, and she goes to a Greek class to see if she can like produce that effect again. And it so happens that her teacher is losing his sight, so I think they start to fall in love, and they start to communicate in a very unique way, because they're both losing one of their senses.
Yeah.
And I'm only at like half the book, and I have to finish it for tomorrow, so I can't say any more, and I hope she doesn't, because I don't want any more spoilers, but she has finished it.
Okay. Or like an illness, or is it autism?
No, it's just, I think it's just because, like, she doesn't want to talk, because she's very, very sad. She had recently lost her child, because she was getting through a divorce. So I guess
The
papers
documents,
yeah, exactly, to see her son, and she's like very, very sad. So she was like, no, I don't want to talk anymore. Like I don't need to. Like I don't want anyone to hear me at all. So she just stopped, and she was like looking for something, because like when she was a child, she used to like really, really admire Korean like letters and everything. So she admired that, but at the same time she was like talking, it's not worthy of how the words are written, some sort of. So that's like the book is very like in a metaphor way, very philosophical. I have finished it, but I honestly want to dig in more, because I was like, okay, but what happened? But like it touched your feeling, because she's very sad. All the through all the book, she's very sad. So I don't know, like you when you start reading it, you're like, okay, something big is gonna happen, like very like a lot of romance, but at the end it's gonna happen like very like a lot of romance, but at the end like it's just like her and her feelings and how she's getting through it. Yeah, so it's a very good book. I really recommend it. And I also like love Greek. I love everything, so I was really happy with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
What has been your favorite book so far that you've read with the book club?
Oh, I'm gonna say On Earth We Are Pretty Gorgeous, because it was a history about a Thai boy that had like a language barrier with his mom, and because his mom was like she just like migrated from Thailand to USA, so she didn't know how to speak in English, and he was like in the two languages, like just like, okay, I know Thai, but at the same time I'm mostly talking in English, and he didn't understand his mother like all of his life. So he had this book. It's an autobiographical book. So it's based on his life, and the author is Ocean Bong, and it's like a letter for his mom. So yeah, a lot of tears too. So yeah, a lot of tears too.
But so he didn't speak Thai, he had to learn it?
Yeah, like through time with him, with her, like, but he mostly talked in English. So he was like, I really don't understand my mother, but I want to be like in her feelings, like I want to talk to her, and so like, yeah, that book is like to ask her stuff, you know.
That's crazy.
More like you just want to note her, right?
Yeah.
And pass on some time with her.
Exactly, to get it more involved. Yeah.
Wow, I think like the opposite of that book. I've read like, it's called The Summer of My Mother Had like Green Eyes. I was just like, I don't know like the title.
I think I have.
The
I've heard
Summer.
it.
Yeah, let me show it to
yeah,
you.
so
what's it?
Basically, so.
Oh my god.
It's terrible. So I haven't finished it. No, but like he started like, no, my mom is like the worst person I've ever met, and she's like, it starts like saying bad things about her physique, like look at my partners, like they have like good moms. Yeah.
Why are you reading this book?
No, it's really good.
It's really good. Do you feel identified with the book?
I do not, because I have a great relationship with my mother, but I don't know, it's so intense. It's this one? I don't know, it's not.
Describe it.
El verano en que mi madre tuvo los ojos verdes. I have not heard about that book.
Yes. So
That sounds
it's
like
a hard story.
Because he's being a nice person. His mother.
Yes.
What is this?
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
you can read it.
Like the first
I'm
book.
gonna
read it
add
for
to the
us.
book club
Yes,
recommendation
Oh, maybe you should.
You should read it. Yes.
to see what everyone thinks about it.
Yes, like and there's it's not an episode, right? But a page, I guess, where this is like it's her mother's birthday, and he's like, no, my mother, she doesn't have any friends, and like the only person she has friends with, they're not here. Like everyone hates her, even including me.
That's so mean.
Who is this one?
That's so mean.
For real, I was gonna ask you, did the mother do anything? Is she an actual horrible person, or is the child a horrible person?
I think it's the child more than the mother.
Wow.
Yes. I haven't finished it, but I think it's gonna be like a plot twist, something weird. Yeah,
maybe
probably.
That he's so evil.
Liking her mother in some
Or
sort of
maybe
way.
he maybe envy her, like
Envies her.
More like a Pretty Friday. Then.
envies her.
And her, yes.
Yeah,
Could
maybe.
be.
At the end,
Could
it's
be,
like,
could be.
no, I admire her so much that I hate her.
Yes.
Something like that, maybe.
Or like jealousy, envy.
He's like 15, 16 years because he's at the high school.
I know. He's been listening to Entertain.
Probably. I was about to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, but like when I started reading the first pages, I was like, no, I gotta buy this book. I need to have it.
You were late to it. You were late to it.
Yeah, it's so intense, and yeah, very good.
Wow. Is that your favorite book?
No. I think my favorite book would be Julia from Jaime Sabines. My favorite writer. Julia from Jaime Sabines. My favorite writer.
Is he from Mexico?
He's a Mexican writer. Yes. It's a poem book, right? It's not more like it's not kind of like a story. But yeah, my favorite part from that book is when he's like talking to his kid. I don't remember the name, but his kid goes like, "Oh, father, I want to have like that butterfly is beautiful, right? I want to have it." And so his father goes and says, his father is like, "Oh." But the kid goes like, no, father, don't kill it. I don't want it anymore. Like, no, yeah,
Bro, overreaction.
What do you read?
No, I'm like really like I think the way I took that is like sometimes you want to change that person or you want to like make it like own it. So that's how I take that. Like you don't have to own anything to like it or love it or whatever. That's how I.
That's it. Yeah,
think
That's
it is.
nice.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah,
Sounds
like
nice.
it turns the book like in a nice way.
Yes.
No, I like it.
Yes, and
I'm gonna write it down so that.
very good.
It's a recommendation.
Yes, it is.
Cool. Okay. And yours?
Yeah.
I think that my favorite book is one called Locura. From Mario de Sacaneiro. It's more, well, it's kind of funny because it's the story of a psychopath, but his best friend of the psychopath. We get to know the psychopath, but from the perspective of his friend. Like he really loved him. More like a bro, But yeah, and it's like the trip of his friend, the crazy one, to the craziness, because it's like his trip to the craziness since he was like in primary school. Is at college, and I think it's all that's all about. Of course, he gets to know some people. He becomes famous. He gets a wife and all that stuff. But it's kind of interesting, at least for me.
Sounds sounds very interesting.
What about you, Caro?
Yeah, what about you? What about
That's
yours?
right.
I think my favorite book of all time is called If We Were Villains.
By Emil Rio?
Yeah, have you read it?
No, I haven't. I just know it. No, I haven't. I just know it.
It was like on Book Talk for a long time, I think, when it came out. And I really loved it because it portrays theater in a way that just makes me feel something. And it's also at the same time like dark academia, LGBTQ. And the entire book over this, I don't want to spoil it too much, but I'm gonna do it anyways. The entire book over, you can feel the chemistry between two characters, and you as the reader think it's gonna happen. Also, they're not like they're the same gender, so of course I don't think this is going to happen, but in the end it's confirmed, and in a very like angsty way, there's a lot of stuff that happens, and there's a lot of emotions in the way in the end it's like very tragic, and I really love that. And otherwise I would say I have a favorite author from Germany. His name is Sebastian Fitzek, and he is very famous. Yeah, he's very famous in Germany. He's very famous in Germany. He is a thriller author, and because I personally really like thrillers and like murder mystery stuff like that.
Okay.
Oh, that's so cool.
And he writes like psychological thrillers, and I really love like. And he writes like psychological thrillers, and I really love like all of the plot twists and like guessing what's gonna happen, and then like being still completely oblivious.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, like very like intense plot twists.
I love that.
Which book is?
My favorite book from him, I think. Yeah.
Sounds cool.
It sounds
gonna
like
look for
a
them.
book that I've read before. That is
Really?
called It's kind of the same plot. Like they're the best friends, the same gender, all the stuff, and at the end they kiss down in the rain.
Aww. But do they get together?
Yeah.
Okay, in my book
Yeah.
they didn't.
It's called Aristotle and Dante discover the secrets of the universe.
Oh yeah.
It's this one.
That book was like huge, like
Yeah.
7 years ago or something. It was everywhere.
It was when I was in junior high school, I guess.
Wow. Are you guys on Book Talk?
Yeah.
We don't make content, but we are for some.
Yeah,
Okay.
but like you view the content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
like it a lot.
Have you heard of Colleen Hoover?
Oh,
Then-
yeah.
Tragically.
Yeah.
I
No.
hate
Oh,
her.
yeah, no.
Sadly,
We have never
very
read
well.
anything from her. We actually don't want
But I
to.
think she retired actually.
Huh?
I think
Oh,
like
thank
2
God.
weeks ago I saw.
Huh?
I think
Oh,
like
thank
2
God.
weeks ago I saw that she had retired.
Yeah,
She-
there's
she's
enough
not
Yeah,
writing
media out
for
there.
books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone that reads that type of book, like, yeah.
What would you have said if we had said we liked her?
I would have made fun of you. No, I would have asked you some questions because that would be like a very actually justify the things that she writes.
Yeah.
For anyone who does not know who Colleen Hoover is, though, do you guys know?
Yeah, kind of.
No, I don't have a clue.
Okay,
Okay,
Colleen,
you don't know it.
I'm like impressed.
would you like to explain?
Yeah. Oh, no, you go ahead. Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay, Colleen Hoover is a female romance books, but her romance books are very controversial because they romanticize a lot of very criminal things like stalking, like rape, sexual, physical violence, and her readers are often very young, and for that it's very impressionable yeah, they are very impressionable, and the situation is really bad because they start to think that those things are good or normal.
Yeah. Like romanticize it. Like
Yeah, exactly.
having a boyfriend that hits
Yeah.
you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, like if your couple tells you that she is your favorite author, that is a big red flag.
Red flag,
What's the movie adaptation called? The one that
It
came
ends
out?
with us, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. No, that one has a lot of
I haven't
romance.
seen it.
No, me too.
I love watching the little like book essays on YouTube. Well, but I love watching them because they like take apart everything that's like bad about those books, and I love watching them.
And like the tea about it.
Yes, exactly. I don't have to read it, but I love like knowing what's going on.
Totally agree.
But you like,
Totally agree.
but you like have read a book about her from her.
From her, no.
You haven't?
We haven't.
We have.
Oh, just
Yeah.
like heard things of the
Yeah.
books.
Horrible
okay.
things.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible things.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Still. First of all, how many people are you in your book club?
I think we have like 40 members
Yeah, right.
40.
in the WhatsApp group because we have an
Yeah.
Instagram account which we will share later if we can, and we have a WhatsApp group where we talk about the book and where we organize the meetings, and I think it's up to 40 members.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, right now at the moment it's around that. Like the ones that come to the coffee shops, sometimes obviously they are less. Sometimes it's just 4 people. Or for example, tomorrow it's gonna be I think like 13 attendees.
13.
Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I just.
I haven't checked that. I haven't checked.
So it's gonna be like I don't know. Like it's gonna be insane. Like yeah, a lot of like.
Yeah, every month we get like maybe 1 or 2
More.
new people
Uh-huh.
added to the group. Not all of them go to the meeting.
Or
It's gonna come to a point where maybe we have to think about changing the place because we go to different coffee shops.
Which
Like,
ones?
We've gone to like 3 or 4, I think.
Emuna, which is in Ep5, and then Viejo, which is in the center.
Yeah.
When we went, we were like 4, maximum 5. But right now we are gathering at the Unseen coffee shop.
Yeah.
It's a very beautiful place. I love it.
But is it big enough for a big group?
Yeah.
Big enough for. Yeah.
It's a very beautiful place. I love it.
But is it big enough for a big group?
Yeah.
Big enough for like 10 people, I think.
Yeah,
But I think tomorrow we're gonna have some
Maybe you're
trouble
gonna-
fitting them all in.
Yeah.
Because they don't have any more than like 5 tables. And the place is like more than like 5 tables. And the place is like it's not like
flat.
it's not completely flat. It's like a second floor.
You can yell
So-
to each other.
We can yell to each other.
What did you think about page number 5?
I think we're gonna have to do that because it's not a very big place.
We would.
Maybe like a park or something with like a lot of people.
Yeah.
Could do that, Mark.
Yeah.
You could do a picnic or something.
Yeah, a picnic would be very nice.
That'd be nice. I hadn't thought about that. That could be nice.
Yeah.
The park, that could be
picnic
cool.
would be nice. Yeah, right now that there's more sun, hotter weather,
Yeah.
we can do that. Yeah.
Join.
Yeah.
You read the books in Spanish, right?
No, we
No.
don't.
No, in English and
I didn't
Spanish.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for example, we mostly read in English.
The book we're reading right now, Greek lessons, la clase de griego, we are reading it in Spanish because one of our members said that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So she recommended we should read it in Spanish. But we try to read every book in its original language,
Yeah, it's a bit.
which only goes to Spanish or English because we don't know the other languages. But yeah, if the book is written in English, we read it in English. But if you want to read it in Spanish or in German, or any other language, you can. Mhm. Yeah, so you could join, you the host, or whoever's listening, if anyone's listening, you could join.
Yeah, maybe now would also be a good time to or maybe we can do that in the end to give your information.
Oh yeah.
Would also be a good time to or maybe we can do that in the end to give your information.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. Do you have another question?
No.
Thank you so
I
much.
just came up with anything.
Beautiful.
Do you? Do you?
I guess not.
Okay, I do still have one question.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, and I really wanted to know what was the most, maybe it's already the one that you've told us, but what was the most emotional moment for your book club?
I think it's the first meeting, or maybe the last meeting we had.
No, the last one. I would say
Really?
the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What book had we read? I don't remember.
We read we read one that I don't know the name in English. In Spanish.
Oh
Antes de
my
que
God.
it was a romance book, but the fun part about this is that we didn't actually talk about the book.
I think we
emotional
were
part.
8 that time.
Yeah, we were 8.
8 people, and just 2 of us had read the book. And I hadn't read the book. It's a romance novel that it was like 450 pages long. It was chosen. I knew it wasn't my style, so I was just like, I'm not gonna read this. And that happened with like everyone.
Yeah.
So
Just
we started.
2 people read it. Like
Exactly.
actually just 2 people.
We started the meeting by just letting them talk about the book for like 10 minutes, and then we just talked about
And
whatever
Yeah.
else.
like what?
Yeah, like life, for example, I asked them, like, because 2 of them, they live together, like, they already,
Oh yeah.
and like, they have their own apartments, and like, their coffee shops, and like, their projects and all, and I was like, I want to do that too, so like, their projects and all, and I was like, I want to do that too, so like, we were talking about how to like,
How to find independence.
yeah,
I
how to
guess.
find independence, and like we actually get like deeper in our lives, and it was like a very often get like deeper in our lives, and it was like a very often, I don't know, conversation.
Yeah, everyone was talking about their career choices, their parents, what they actually wanted to do, what they are doing right now, what they feel about that.
Their issues, like if they have dad issues or mommy issues, or it got that deep.
People who had actually never gone to any of the other meetings, and they were very open, very open.
Yeah.
Because this is mostly introverted people, I think. But it so happened last time that everyone was just very open and very ready to talk and to listen. And to talk about anything but the book we had to talk about.
That's the beauty about it.
More emotionally charged meetings.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
Really beautiful.
Yeah, that sounds good.
It also connects people very well, no?
Yeah.
Have you made new friends?
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope they like us.
I think they
Yeah,
like
at the
us,
beginning
yeah.
it was just mostly her for the Instagram account, and like it sort of reached more people, and also by word of mouth. And that's how we got to like 40 members, but we don't know most of them. And I think we have made friends.
Yeah, we have made a really good friends. So I think that's the beauty about it. Like you can connect with people that you have thoughts and
Yeah,
like
it's a community.
yeah, it's very nice.
The discussion you do in English or Spanish? In Spanish, right?
Yeah, we do the meetings in Spanish
Yeah.
just because that makes
Yeah.
more comfortable.
Makes sense. Okay. Thank you. Then I think I got all of my questions answered. Not sure. Then I think I got all of my questions answered. Not sure.
Thank you for that.
Thank you guys for being here today with us.
Wait, I have one last question. Like, you said your favorite book in the club, right? Like your personal book? What? Your favorite book in the club, right? Like your personal book? What?
Mine is All the Beauty in the World. It's about a guard that guards the Met in New York, and it talks about art and how he's getting in through life because he had just lost his brother due to cancer. So he's like all alone, but he's like spending time with art, and I love art because I'm a designer. So he talks about every like piece of work that it's there and like compares it with his life, and I cried a lot. I just love the book.
Yeah, I think mine is, which I actually kind of forced the book club to read as well. It's a book called A Psalm for the Wild Belt, which is about a monk and a robot. It's a sci-fi book, if you could call it that, in the future.
Never mind. Is it
Do you know?
the what? Yeah.
Yeah, it has like a similar vibe to it.
I have not seen that either.
Yeah, it's a great movie. You
It's
should
a
see
great
it.
movie,
You should see
yeah.
it.
There's a lot of beautiful art.
Yeah, but this book is about this monk that lives in a society that don't have any sort of technology, and it's all small communities in the future, which it's hard to believe. They used to have robots and they used to have technology, but the robots sort of rebelled because they argued that the humans were not using them for the right purpose, so they just left society and they left to live on their own. And this monk, this happens about 300 years after the source of separation from technology and humans happened, I think. The monk is just escaping society because they don't find any happiness in what they do anymore. And he escapes to the wilds, to the forest, escapes to the wilds, to the forest,
To the exile.
He sort of exiles himself, I think, like Yoda in Star Wars movie. And he finds this robot, and the robot says, "Hi, we haven't seen you in 300 years. What do you need?" And he doesn't know what he needs, and he doesn't know what he needs, and he doesn't know what he would like, and he doesn't know what would make him happy anymore. And then the robot asks, "If you don't know, then what does everyone else in your community need?" Because I think we are ready to form a relationship, I guess, between robots and humans again. And he doesn't know. Alone to visit a ton of places, a ton of like deserted places and abandoned cities. And he goes recollecting stories about people, about what they need. And it's a very philosophical book, I think. And very beautiful and very short. In Spanish it's called Monje y Robot, and it's just, it actually won. So that works because they're very short books, and yeah, I think that's my favorite book. And then like 4 months ago, maybe 5 months ago, we read it for the book club, and maybe they said it just to appease me and to make me happy, but they all said they loved it.
Okay.
I think they like it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they might. I hope they might. I hope they might.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
How many pages?
I think each of them is like 140 pages, so it comes up to
Not that
300
long.
pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, and it's a lot of dialogue, so it's like very quick.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, thanks for sharing, guys. Yeah.
Thank you for having
you.
us.
Yeah,
That was really interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Okay,
guys.
okay.
thank you too.
Yeah, I hope you can have a nice day, and also maybe now you can share your information.
Please.
Yeah, our book club, Musa Book Club MU. Yeah, our book club, Musa Book Club MUSA. BOO book club, you know. That's the account name in Instagram, I think.
Or you
Book
can,
club.
maybe you can share us your link.
Oh, of course, you can
Yeah,
put
the
it in the
username,
description.
we can add it to the description.
Okay, Musa Book Club.
Okay.
Okay. You read the Song of Achilles?
We read the Song of Achilles.
I've wanted to read that. I haven't, but
We have a member in the book club that has the book, and she like gave it to me. But she has this project of she like lends you the book.
Read.
Yeah, and so she lends you the book like, okay, read it. And go through my notes. And so
Yeah, she
she
has a
passed
whole
it
book
to
annotated.
like everyone in her life. And now the book has like a lot of marks in there, and it is and everything, but like it's very artistic project in some sort of way.
Yeah.
very inspiring.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
very cool.
inspiring.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I love that. Okay. Anything else?
I don't think so.
No.
I
Okay.
think that, yeah.
Thank you so much for coming.
For joining us today.
No,
Yeah.
thank you for inviting us.
Thank you for having us. It was
Letting
really,
us-
it's really nice.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys. Okay. And we will hear you guys. I'm pointing to the laptop. The next time then, okay?
Yeah.
Goodbye.